Up first, we have Big Gretch. Okay, I'm gonna resort to some of Edgar Mentum's commentary on this as well. Okay. On this issue, Edgar Mentum, of course, has Gretchen Whitmer at S tier. I disagree with him on this. I don't think she's S tier. I think she's great. She's my favorite pick for it as well. Having said that, however, I don't think a double woman ticket would be great. I obviously, as you guys know, obviously, as you guys know, I like Gretchen Whitmer. I've said that would be the best person to replace the ticket entirely, potentially. Immediate lock in Michigan. Very popular governor with a very popular policy mandate overall. Very popular mandate overall. As the governor, Gretchen Esther Whitmer is an American lawyer and politician serving as the 49th governor of Michigan since 2019, member of the Democratic Party. She served in the Michigan House of Reps from 2001 to 2006 and in the Michigan Senate from 2006 to 2015. Whitmer is born and raised. She's 52 years old. So she's definitely on the younger side. Okay. She's a looker as well, which definitely is important. Now, Gretchen Whitmer has already declined the nomination. Okay. She has already declined the nomination and has endorsed Kamala Harris, said she isn't interested in being vice president. That is because I believe she's interested in being president. And one day she might be. Okay? Gretchen Whitmer would be in the no-shot category because she already said she would not do it. Even though if it was my own personal opinion, I would put her as the pick as the president, not even just the vice president. Are you rating people on who you want or who you think is going to get in? Both. And I will explain to you all of it. Gretchen Whitmer has a pretty solid track record in Michigan. Very progressive. Fought for a lot of progressive issues. Okay. Fought for a lot of progressive issues in the state of Michigan. She also has this song made about her. That's why they call her Big Gretch by G-Mac Cash.
Hey, on behalf
Primo
of Detroit,
beats on the chat.
hey, we want to present these buffs to our governor, Big Gretch.
Throw the buffs on her face, cause that's Big Gretch. We ain't even about to stress, we got Big Gretch. You can find her in the press, under Big Gretch. Fresh in a new dress, yeah, that's Big Gretch. Throw the buffs on her face, cause that's Big Gretch. We ain't even about to stress, we got Big Gretch.
At all.
You can find her.
Her pledge when she was running for governor in the gubernatorial race in 2019 was literally to fix the damn roads. Not even a joke. That's literally what she said. And she beat her Republican opponent, the then Michigan Attorney General Bill Schwett, by nearly 10 points. She won re-election in 2022, defeating Republican Tudor Dixon by nearly 11 points. Her popularity increased in the time frame. That same year, Gretchen Whitmer championed abortion rights ballot measure that passed with nearly 57% support. Okay? As you recall, this is an abortion race for the Democrats. All right? Obviously, this makes it so that, you know, someone like Gretchen Whitmer with a track record on protecting abortion in her own state would make her a phenomenal pick. I'm saying all of this even though, like I mentioned, she's not, you know, she's already said no. She's already said no to that. Okay? She's passed gun safety measures, clean energy legislation, repealed Michigan's right to work law. She's pretty fucking solid. Pretty progressive track record. On the issue of Gaza, she was one of the only Democrats, like across the board post October 7, to go radio silent for the most part, only to then say like Israel has a right to defend itself, all that stuff. But there was a real reason why she went kind of radio silent on Israel, because she happens to be the governor of not just, Michigan, but also Dearborn, Michigan, where there's a big Arab constituency, big Muslim constituency, big Arab constituency. So she called for peace in the region, which I thought was fucking awesome. Okay. Pathetic on her part. Okay. Y'all are on crack cocaine. If you think that literally on like October 9, someone's saying peace in the Middle East on October 9 as a Democratic Party elected representative, elected politician, that's basically like saying Israel must perish. Okay. Like in terms of like October 9, saying peace in the Middle East, please, is literally like akin to saying Israel will pay for its crimes. Okay. She didn't even say Middle East. She said in the region. You're out of your fucking mind. Subdue your goddamn expectations and reorient them to what the Democratic Party currently looks like. Okay? You're out of your dang mind. Now, her weakness is on the Medicare for All front. She has family connections to the pharmaceutical industry. But overall, she's like pretty fucking solid on a lot of issues that matter to the Democratic Party. However, like I said, considering the fact that she says she's not going to do it, I put her in the no shot category. Up next is my governor. And my governor is an asshole. He is an adulterer, a serial adulterer, and he also happens to look like he could be a president in a straight to DVD released movie. Okay? Some might consider that to be a pro. I don't know. Okay? Gruesome Newsom is from the state of California. Vice President Kamala Harris is also from California. Not entirely sure how that works. Considering that Kamala Harris has been the vice president now and not exactly a senator from California any longer. So I don't know if there's like that constitutional hurdle to clear on that front. But regardless of that, double California ticket is ridiculous. California is already a deep blue state. Governor of California also has a lot of California stink for the rest of the country, considering the crime panic that swept up Sinclair Broadcasting and all local news and even network television for the past fucking 4 years, seemingly. The idea that like the Republican Bashar didn't get a vetting request, and only got it from Cooper from North Carolina, Kelly from Arizona, Shapiro from PA, Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan, even though Whitmer said no, and Waltz and Pritzker. I haven't really talked about Waltz either. According to a person familiar, Bashir told CNN he hasn't been asked to submit info at this point. Nothing for Pete Buttigieg? Oh, God, fucking Ukrainian flag in the bio, Andy. Now, getting back to the hopefuls and getting back to all of that, let's talk about it. Consider that he's lying? No, he's not. That's copium. So, California is seen as a crime-ridden shithole where the youth are being transed with radio communication, telecommunication rays, and 5G coronavirus rays at an alarming rate for the rest of the country. Okay? So that California stink is not something that Governor Gavin Newsom is going to be able to wash off of himself. Some of that California stink is true. Like, when I say stink, I mean literally, like, there's a massive homelessness problem in the state. People are doing dookies on the street, and that is directly a consequence of his failure to govern, failure to govern, and actually bring about housing policy that the people seemingly democratically vote for pretty much every fucking election and midterm election cycle. Okay? Californians love voting for every fucking bluest measure that they possibly could find. Okay? You put a goddamn blue measure on there, you put a measure like we have to restore the means of production to the working class, we have to put landlords in jail. Californians will vote for it, okay? By overwhelming majorities. I've never seen a ballot measure that Californians have not considered to be a bad ballot measure, as long as it's like presented in clear terms and communicated to the population that it's actually a solid measure, with the exception of Prop 22. Yes. Having said that, there are hella fucking props. There are hella propositions that are literally like, we have to kill you if you fucking sell your house and it's worth over $5 million. And Californians would be like, oh, that seems like a great idea. Even motherfuckers with houses that are worth over $5 million would be like, yeah, I'll vote for that. Who cares? Except it never fucking happens. They pass the propositions and then there's seemingly no motivation or no ambition to pass such things. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important because unfortunately, gruesome Governor Gavin Newsom runs the fucking goddamn state with an iron fist and refuses, or rather with an iron pen that he uses to fucking veto every goddamn measure and refuses to actually follow through on the democratic wishes of the motherfucking population. Okay? It's true. He's Mr. fucking Veto. He's Mr. Veto. He is ass cheeks on that front. A lot of people think he's charismatic, and he certainly is. Okay? He will fuck your wife. He will fuck your girlfriend. He has, as a matter of fact. He probably has fucked your wife already. But I am putting him in the no shot category for the obvious reason that he is also from California. Now, Bashar, I like him. I would put him as my pick alongside JB Big Boy Pritzker. Okay? I really like Bashar. He is from the deep red state of Kentucky. He's one of the most popular governors in the state of, he's one of the most popular governors in the entire nation. He's a top tier pick. I think he's phenomenal. And I think he'd be even better as president one day. Okay? He's pro-labor union. He's anti-charter schools. He's uncompromising in terms of fighting for social justice causes. He has basically fucking described. He has basically fucking described like LGBT children as children of God, just like every other child. He is uncompromising in his protection for people from Kentucky. Doesn't even fucking matter if some right-wing shithead comes at him and tries to get him to apologize or cause controversy for taking photos with like drag queens or whatever in the Capitol. He says, nope, those are Kentuckians, and I will take that photo with them every single fucking time. I love that. We need some red state Democrats to actually grow a fucking set. All right. And he has that set. He's also the whitest motherfucker. He's also the whitest motherfucker on this list. Like, he's crazy white. Okay. You see a photo of him and his family, and it's like a flashbang grenade opened up in a goddamn dark room. It is crazy. Okay. He is the Lion of Louisville. Just like Bashar al-Assad is the Lion of Syria. He is the Lion of Louisville. He's the Lion of Lexington. I don't know enough about Kentucky, so those are the only two L cities that I could bring up. He'd be great. We need a cisgender, heterosexual, white man as the VP in a not dissimilar fashion to Barack Hussein Obama needed a racist ass, goofy ass white boy. Like, and Edgar Bentham calls this the cracker ticket. And he's right about that. We need a cracker. Okay. We don't need just any kind of white. We need a cracker white. Okay. Possibly racist. You understand me? So, Bashar, I don't think he's racist, but I will say that he fits that cracker mold so perfectly. He literally looks. If you see a photo of his family, they all look related. And I'm not talking about, him and his parents. I'm talking like literally everyone just looks related, including him and his wife. Anyway, so that's awesome. I'll put him on, obviously, possible options, considering he hasn't been vetted. Actually, fuck it. I'm going to put him as the pick. Okay? Tim Walz is the socialist leadership that America needs. I will get to Tim Walz in a second. Okay? I know. Remember, I hyped up Minnesota quite a bit. Minnesota is also a very important state for the Democrats. But like, we'll get to my socialist legend. Okay? We'll get to my regime enjoyer, social democrat Tim Walz in a second. We're going to get there. We're not there yet. Okay? Let me close these fucking tabs. Up next is J.B. Pritzker. That's right, the big boy from Illinois governor, also very popular. I think Edgar Mentum actually ranked him low. I don't even know why he did that. He gave Governor Pritzker, J.B. Pritzker, a C-tier pick, called him a C-tier pick, just like Tim Walz, as a matter of fact. What I said about him then remains true now. Good governor, especially by Illinois standards. Mediocre electoral record, especially given the circumstances of his races like Walz. He represents the states that Democrats need to assume they're winning if they are going to have any chance at even contending for an electoral college majority. Difference with Tim and the reason why he's above Walz is money. Put together, the Pritzkers are worth more money than God could near single-handedly wipe out Trump's post-conviction, post-assassination cash. That's nothing to sneeze at. I don't know why he's not. Wait, what? He doesn't really talk about his policies here, but J.B. Pritzker, big boy, very fat. I love that. Okay, J.B. Pritzker, also pretty fucking progressive, pretty uncompromising when it comes to social issues. All right. He's a little wishy-washy on Israel as well. I wouldn't say he's as bad as Shapiro on Israel. I don't even know what fucking Bashar has said about Israel. I just assume they're all Zionists, by the way, for the record. Because, of course, they're all fucking Zionists. But having said that, it's the only billionaire that I have ever felt had somewhat of a kind heart. He hasn't really spoken out about Israel as much as Shapiro has, and certainly not as much as Bashar has. Bashar hasn't talked about Israel either. Sorry, that's what I meant. Remember you calling Pritzker a yabba dabba doo looking ass? I mean, look at him. Look at him. He literally looks like Big Justice grown up. He looks like he's a Costco kid. The fuck are we talking about? America needs a yabba dabba doo looking ass motherfucker. Okay? America loves representation. No matter how much people try to act like they don't love representation, they fucking love that shit. And what's more American than a fucking fat guy? Okay? 60% of the country is obese. J.B. Pritzker is obese. That's 60% of the vote. I don't make the rules. 60% of the country is white and obese. Think. What is Pritzker? White and obese. He will lock down the fat vote. He will lock down the white vote. Okay? His controversies are shit like this. Yeah, he's just another rich white guy. Took toilets out of his second mansion to avoid millions in tax. Yeah, it's shit like that. Okay? We're talking about people who will assume the role of the greatest war criminal administration you've ever seen. Stuff like that. It's just small fry shit. He's running up against Donald Trump. What are we talking about? He can also call Trump poor. That's true. That's also true. He's both fatter than Vance. He's both richer than Vance. And like I said, he's, seemingly is a decent person. Here's J.B. Pritzker eating a hot dog.
Chicago style.
Char cheddar dog, Chicago style. Thank you. Hey, Governor Westmore, you don't know a good cheese dog. This is a char cheddar dog from Wiener Circle. Let me let these ladies tell you what a really good cheese dog is like.
That's the governor from Maryland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that Maryland hot dog, no way. What is it?
But fried bologna and shit, That's no good. No good.
Chicago style is the best way to go.
Yep. Mustard relish, onion, pickle, tomato, celery salt, and sports peppers with the cheddar cheese.
That's the way
God
we do it
damn.
here in Chicago. Come on down to Wiener Circle. We'll show you what it's like.
I mean, come on, bro. That hot dog would kill Joe Biden? Yeah, 100%. You know JB didn't want to eat that on camera because honestly, that'd be too disrespectful. Okay? You know he hoops that shit. He just fucking throats that so quickly. Hey, Chad and HasanAbi, if you go to this hot dog stand and ask for a chocolate shake, that woman on the left will show you her breasts, and I'm not kidding. Please tell me you're making that up. No, it's true. I swear to God. Wait, what? Hey, yo, what the fuck's going on in Chicago? I've never been. Very excited to go. Anyway, like I said, Illinois is already a fucking lock for the most part. The new developments coming out of fucking Illinois have not changed my calculation on this. New developments coming out of the Wiener Circle in Illinois about the titty leaks have not changed my calculation. So he doesn't actually bring too much to the table on that front, in my opinion. DNC is also in Illinois. So yeah, that's Governor Big Boy JB Pritzker. I like him. He's progressive in ways that matter. He's got a decent heart despite being a fucking billionaire. Anyway, JB Pritzker, Big Boy on the pick watch as well. Clearly you didn't research the Epstein issue. Wait, what? What Epstein issue? Pritzker was an Epstein ally? What? I've never heard that. The fuck? Is this like anti-Semitism or some shit? Oh. Oh, his dad was Thomas Pritzker, Hyatt billionaire and governor, or cousin was Hyatt billionaire and governor's cousin named in Jeffrey Epstein documents. He's the cousin, bro. He was accused in the lawsuits. Brother, you hear the same last name and you're like, that's the same guy? The fuck? No, bro, that's his cousin. The fuck? Why'd you say clearly I didn't research it? I mean, I didn't even know his cousin was I didn't know his cousin was actually even related to Epstein, but still. Anyway. Everyone's got that one degenerate criminal cousin. Having a cousin be an embarrassment is a Chicago thing. Yeah, that's true. Also, that's odd. I don't think Trump will fucking bring up Jeffrey Epstein connections with anyone. You know, all things considered. My man is also compromised on that front, you know? That'd be pretty funny, though. He's like, didn't your cousin... I was a big fan of your cousin when I was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein myself. Anyway, let's move on. JB Pritzker is on the lock side. Wait, what? Damn, my fault. I mixed up my Pritzkis. I mean, it happens to everybody. Okay. Happens to the best of us. All right. Let's talk a little bit more about Pritzgoat. Okay. Let's pull up some policies. What has he done? What has he fucking done? Ay, ay, ay. First elected governor in 2019 or 2018, defeated the Republican incumbent Bruce Rauner. I would say that like one of his worst aspects is he's a Chicago or Illinois politician, and Illinois is pretty much the absolute worst place for politicians. Like Illinois as a state is basically a state where you have to be a criminal to do politics. It's kind of shocking. I'm not even kidding. Look it up. Okay. And yes, that includes Barack Obama, who did crack with a Duluth Dyson, who sucked his shit sideways. I'm not going to get into it any further. But like, it is literally the Gotham of America in many respects. It's not a joke. It is actually the worst. Illinois politicians are so bad. Chicago politicians specifically are so bad. I don't even understand it. It's very pay to play. They are like subtly the real mob state in comparison to like New York. You need to stop. Everything I said is true about Illinois, and everything I said about Chicago is extra true. Okay? It's just true. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I mean, here's a Wikipedia article dedicated to it. I mean, they got this shit from A to Z, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. Pages in the category. Illinois politicians convicted of crimes. They got every letter, dog. They got letters you've never even seen before. Okay? Look at this broad representation in the criminal field. They're like, yo, immigrants are stealing the criminal jobs. No, it's not. It's Illinois politicians. They're doing the crimes for the rest of us. Okay? Last month, Ed Burke sentenced for racketeering, former Chicago alderman. Dude, let's not even get into the aldermans. Oh my fucking Lord. I mean, that entire process is so bad. Okay. They got letters in there where you're like, how is that even a letter in the English alphabet? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, J.B. Pritzker enshrined workers' rights. He also signed a major healthcare reform law. Insurers often don't cover drugs recommended by doctors. It's now banned in Illinois as prior authorizations for emergency inpatient psychiatric care. Governor issues proclamation of passage for workers' rights amendment. Pritzker and Gretchen Whitmer both are pretty fucking solidly pro-labor as well. So there's that, despite being a fucking billionaire. I've never been to Chicago. Also, Hassan, Chicago's like Gotham. Well, there you go. That's how you know. That's the reason why you fucking know. Oh, here he signed 2 laws to protect young immigrants. That's why you know I don't go to Chicago, because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of all the crime that's happening, which is pretty funny to consider that I live in like crime-ridden dystopia, California, Los Angeles, obviously, as you know. He's the heir to the Hyatt's hotel fortune, which is not great. Obviously, it was founded by his uncle Jay Pritzker. His estimated net worth is $3.5 billion, according to Forbes. He's legalized recreational marijuana in Illinois. He raised the state's minimum wage to $15 per hour. He eliminated cash bail. He protected access to abortion in Illinois after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. So J.B. Pritzker is pretty fucking positive, pretty solid choice overall. He did some stuff about medical debt as well. Illinois to raise nearly $1 billion in medical debt under new law. He's protected young migrants. His biggest issue was that he was a tax avoider. Like you guys are top of the ad break avoiders, which he had to pay back the $300,000 in property tax that he avoided by taking toilets out of his mansion. So, you know, I'm from Illinois. I live in Chicago. They literally teach classes internationally about Illinois government corruption. Yeah. So there's that. So, you know, he's got good shit. He's got a lot of good shit on his side. Okay? Basically passed the state level Green Deal, Climate and Equitable Jobs Act. Good for him. There's there's a lot of good shit that he's done. That's why I think he's a solid guy in terms of, you know, a pick that I would appreciate. His mom was an abortion right activist. He was active with his mom, who was an abortion right activist. How about you activate the top of the hour ad break by subscribing? At which point you won't activate the top of the hour ad break. You won't see the top of the hour ad break. Anyway, here's the 3-minute ad break now. Okay, let's continue. All right, now we got Josh Shapiro. A lot of people have made jokes every time you hear the last name Shapiro, like, oh, you mean Ben Shapiro? No, we're talking about the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. Okay, Josh Shapiro is a somewhat conservative Democrat. His benefit was, I mean, his major role here, obviously, Joshua David Shapiro's major role here is that he would deliver Pennsylvania 100%. He's popular. He's popular in the state. He would literally deliver it. And Pennsylvania is a must-win state for the Democratic Party. You have to. It's a non-starter. He will deliver Pennsylvania. That's out of the question. Like there's no world in which he wouldn't. He is the 48th governor of Pennsylvania. He's been the governor since 2023. He's pretty new. He was a member of the Democratic Party, and he served as the 50th Pennsylvania Attorney General from 2017 to 2023, and as a member of Montgomery County Board of Commissioners from 2012 to 2017. Okay. So far, because it's too soon, I would say, as a governor, all we have are his declarations and what he's done thus far. You know? Like his key accomplishments, I guess. He's the son of a pediatrician and an educator who grew up in the Philadelphia suburbs. Shapiro initially planned to follow in his father's footsteps to become a doctor, and he nearly flunked his orgo class in his freshman year of Rochester University. The only reason why you know a lot about this shit is because there's not really much else going on with his time in, at the very least, time as a governor. He did get free breakfast for all public schools, which is pretty solid. I do love that. I'm a sucker for this shit. Okay. And we'll talk about that with respect to wallets as well. Whenever you feed children, I'm on board. Okay. I think it's such a gimme. It's the easiest thing you can do to win favors with the entire state. It's phenomenal. Orgo is organic chemistry. Yes. For those of you who don't know. Having said that, however, Shapiro orders state employees to avoid scandalous conduct amid Gaza protests, raising free speech concerns. He is a little bit of he's a little bit rabid on issues that pertain to Israel, more so than other people that I have mentioned here. He has said that Penn State students that were protesting Israel's crimes against humanity are doing something that's totally unacceptable. He also, I believe, is not good on the issue of school choice. That's a big no-no for me. Like I said, he's he is, on this article, they call him an observant conservative Jew. And it's frequently said that faith played prominently into his decision to enter public service. Bashar is also observant, I think, but not conservative at all. So just remember that. I think that that's important. I don't care if someone is a firmly committed religious person. It's just that I just, as long as you're not, well, I mean, I guess it's because he's Jewish, so he's more moderate across the board. Conservative Jews are moderates. Yeah, he's not conservative politics is just one of the types of Jewish faith. It's not as bad as Orthodox, but it's still somewhat conservative. But it doesn't matter. Like it's. Thank you, chatter. Reform, conservative, Orthodox, ultra-Orthodox is the way it goes. No, it's actually Reconstructionist, Reform, conservative, Orthodox, ultra-Orthodox. Reform Jews are not even moderate. Reform Jews are pretty fucking progressive usually on a lot of issues. Yeah, on the faith-built side, under Judaism, you have Reconstructionists, which is like the most, like that's like anti-Zionist Jews that are still committed to the faith. Then you have Reform, which are still pretty progressive overall, including but not limited to even anti-Zionist leanings and tendencies. And then it moves on. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Like I said, your religious opinions are completely irrelevant to me, as long as you don't let that interfere. Like I said, Bashar is a religious guy. He, I think, handles it really well when he talks about how trans children are also God's children. I shed a tear. I think to myself, wow, look at how wonderful things can be. Obviously, here is Shapiro administration telling the Pennsylvania court it will not defend state ban on Medicaid-funded abortions. Pennsylvania's constitution prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex, and our state Supreme Court ruled earlier this year the state ban on Medicaid coverage for abortion services is sex-based discrimination. So, of course, he's like lived up where it matters. When I say he is what do you call it? When I say he's like conservative, I don't mean like social issues. Are you having a manic episode? What? Big guy, please stop the coverage and play games. It's late. You must be beat. Lib, LMFAO, just kidding. Are you having a manic episode? I can't stand this shit. I drink all shift with a big open container. Maybe you should let down the fucking sauce a little bit. Because it's not me that's having a manic episode. Okay. Anyway. Where was I? We're talking about Shapiro. Yeah, he said some shit that's not great in terms of what do you call it? In terms of the pro-Palestinian protesters. He's expanded public services. Pennsylvania dramatically expands child and dependent care tax credits. Like I said, he's got some conservative tendencies, conservative leanings, which I don't appreciate. But overall, he will deliver the state of Pennsylvania, which is why a lot of Democrats are looking at him as a top contender. Okay? Just remember that. Shapiro's $18 million plan would house youth on the grounds of a maximum security men's prison. Don't know how I feel about that. C. Nelson, thank you for the 2040 community gifted subs. No, not Ben Shapiro. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, chatters. I'm not talking about Daily Wire co-founder Ben Shapiro. I'm talking about Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania and a top contender for the vice presidential pick. So Enneagrementum puts him at A tier because he delivers Pennsylvania. That's it. Like, that's literally the only reason why he's A tier. And that's a valid fucking thing to say. One fact, however, cannot be denied. He's nothing less than an electoral god in Pennsylvania. I don't think he's an electoral god in Pennsylvania. He is very good for Pennsylvania, and he will lock down Pennsylvania for the Democrats if he is the vice presidential pick. The thing is, he ran against a fucking psycho, okay? Like, I wouldn't say he's an electoral god, even though he did very well. He ran against a dude who was like waving like a QAnon sword and shit, okay? That was one of the... I know Mastriano was bad, but he won by like 17%. Yeah, I mean, he was really... Guys, I don't think you guys understand how bad Mastriano was and exactly how bad Mastriano was at a time when everyone was like, oh, God, these Republicans are disgusting. Doug Mastriano was running around waving swords saying he's going to use it. Like, he is literally like a Fedaykin for Christian nationalism, for Christian fascism. It was crazy. He was a real lunatic, okay? You know what? Let me just show you this guy, and then you'll understand why Josh Shapiro fucking ran the table. He's so bad, you can't even find videos of him anywhere but Facebook. Like, that's how you fucking know shit is fucked up, okay? Here.
Would be the best gift for them. And we thought of the David sword because you've been cutting a lot of and so we had inscribed in there for God and country because you have been fighting for our country and you're fighting for our religious rights in Christ Jesus. So we wanted to bless you.
This guy was running to be the governor of Pennsylvania. That's the guy Josh Shapiro defeated.
Goodies in here too. So it's kind of heavy. Hopefully it won't break. But so we just thank you for being a part of this conference, being a part of all of our lives, and really.
Oh, he also posed in a Confederate uniform while running for Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania candidate Mastriano posed in a Confederate uniform at Army War College. Awesome. Anyway, he was out of his dang mind. Okay. Getting real family values party vibes from that dude. Yeah, he's a real family values kind of guy. So anyway, Shapiro's fine. Like I said, he's really, I mean, he's not great on Israel. There's not much else I can say about it because, like I said, he's been a governor for a very short period of time. The fact that he compared pro-Palestine protesters to the KKK and called on the police to crack down on them is utterly disgraceful. Every other Democrat on this list besides Pete and maybe Kelly, if you really care about unions, would be preferable to him for these reasons. I do not want him to ever be president, and I grimace at the thought of guaranteeing a future nomination for him with the VP slot. A period of time. The fact that he compared pro-Palestine protesters to the KKK and called on the police to crack down on them is utterly disgraceful. Every other Democrat on this list besides Pete and maybe Kelly, if you really care about unions, would be preferable to him for these reasons. I do not want him to ever be president, and I grimace at the thought of guaranteeing a future nomination for him with the VP slot. He's ass. His stances on a number of bread and butter issues, particularly education, suck. So yeah. This Palestine shit is precisely the reason why he wouldn't be a pick for Harris. I'm telling you, man, they really want Pennsylvania, so who knows? But dude, the Palestine shit is one thing, okay? When you're making these calculations for the broader American electorate, there are certain things that, like, in terms of foreign policy, people have kooky ideas, okay? Usually it goes from hard right to immediate genocide, right? Those are like the differences in ideology when it comes to American politicians. But like school choice is a fairly inexcusable domestic policy position for a fucking Democrat. You know, that's like pretty wild. It's also immediately anti-union. It's part of the reason why I like Bashar al-Assad in Kentucky, who defeated school choice. Like, that's teachers' unions. You know, like, the only reason why you'd be anti-school choice, or the only reason why you'd be pro-school choice is if you're anti-union. Like, look at this. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, first-term Democrat seen by a party as a rising star nationally, forcefully put his weight behind a Republican-backed proposal to send $100 million to families of private school tuition and school supplies. That's money that's supposed to be going to fucking public schools, man. You can't do that. Like, that's gross. You're a fucking freak. What a demon. Anyway. I really, really don't like that. I really don't like that. This dude gets the nomination that says some kook shit about every Palestinian child must suffer the wrath of the idea for the sins of Hamas. I guarantee it. I mean, he already has said things of similar magnitude. Okay? So, I don't like that. So, there's that. I don't like that, but he's definitely in the possible category. Is actually probably the most likely. If we're looking at who I want, I like Whitmer, I like Bashar, and I like J.B. Pritzker. If we're looking at what's likely to be the pick, I think Shapiro is pretty high up there. Mayor Pete. Yuck. Mayor Pete is like J.D. Vance. If J.D. Vance was always a liberal and gay, served in the military more than fucking J.D. Vance ever did, really. J.D. Vance was doing PR for the fucking Marines. This man went into the officer program. He was caught dead to rights with a fucking mineral map of Afghanistan. Okay, why the fuck do you have that, Mayor Pete? He was also caught fixing bread prices in Canada when he was working at McKinsey. This man is bad. Okay, he's bad. He's terrifying. I don't like him. I hate the way he walks. I hate the way he talks. I hate the way he dresses. I'm a fucking hater. I am a #1 hater for Mayor Pete. I hate his dance when he was trying to fucking run in the primaries. Okay. Real literal villain shit. Okay. This man is neoliberalism personified. He tries to fucking talk like Barack Obama. It is really annoying. He is your MSNBC's very favorite candidate. Okay. Catch him in a primary next time around. He probably will get the motherfucking candidacy because every goddamn Rebecca and Barbara is going to be flicking their fucking beans to the idea that Mayor Pete is going to be such a handsome young boy. Okay. Mayor Pete is exactly the type of dude that all of the white women voters think about in terms of like, oh, this would be so nice. What a nice boy he would be if he came home to pick up my daughter. Okay. I'm telling you, he is La Rata. He's also simultaneously, he's just bad. He's terrifying. He is fucking terrifying. Yes. You said able technocrat build. Exactly. He is boosted up the wazoo. He fucked up the train disaster. Yeah. Luckily for us, a lot of people associate him with, perhaps falsely, with East Palestine, Ohio. I mean, like I said, 1,000 train derailments occur in the United States of America. This happened to happen under Mayo Pete's watch. He took time off as a dad. Okay. Least swag gay of all time. Yes, I will stand on business 10 toes fucking down and tell you unironically that JD Vance is way more gay coded than Mayor Pete ever was. Okay. A lot of people will be like, oh, he's gay. That's why, like, that's going to be a weakness in terms of the election. No, this motherfucker does not present as gay. Okay, he literally has to remind you he's gay. Otherwise, absolutely zero people would ever think about that. Okay, I'm telling you right now. Neither of them have ever tasted Mountain Dew. That's true. So you're homophobic? Oh my God. Don't even get me started. In front of his husband, he said if there was a pill to turn you straight, he would take it. He's crazy, man. He's crazy. Swag gay build is huge advantage in politics. Pete lacks that, which is crucial. Anyway, so that was Pete Buttigieg's campaign song. Stop, you're killing all the potential D voters. So, yeah, he's a white boy from Indiana, really flubbed as the mayor. Really flubbed as the mayor and mishandling his unimaginably white supremacist police force. That was a big fucking deal, especially at a time when like BLM was popping off. So, yeah, South Bend in the house. Fuck Mayo Pete. For VP, he's terrible. Okay, and yeah, I'm slandering him a little bit. Like I'll hit every fucking angle I can because I despise this motherfucker. Okay, I hate him. I really do. Anyway, he also, I guess the one positive is that he technically did negotiate, as far as I understand, 4 sick days for the railroad unions, and they like that. So there's that. Technically, as transportation secretary, he played a formative role in the negotiations. That's what they're saying. Don't fucking yell at the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay? So there's that one aspect. Be careful talking about a tier 1 operator like that. Yeah, it's terrifying. This is Mayor Pete pictured right after shooting up an entire fucking puppy, an entire what is it? The fucking dog shelter. No, he's just doggy daycare. He shot it up. Okay? He unloaded on a kennel. That's just a Chapo meme. Anyway, yeah, puppy daycare for handicapped dogs that were handicapped prior by Mayor Pete. Holy shit. It's been 2 hours and we're only through 5 of these. Yo, suck my dick, man. I'm just saying. He's also not on the short list for the requested vetting materials for potential VPs. So, I'm clocking him as no shot.